Most traders don't lose money because they make bad trades. They lose money because they can't wait. They can wait for price, but they can't wait for themselves. And I'm reminded of a good proverb: good things come to those who wait. What's going on, beautiful people? And welcome back to another installment to Trading with yours truly, Alex. This is it. The last video in the trading psychology or the life alignment series. We're done. But I thought this was appropriate in its placing to be the last video because I believe that patience is definitely a virtue. And it's the one thing that a lot of us in life lack. I'll even be transparent. I like to call myself impatiently patient is what I call myself. I can be impatient about some things, but then I also can be, patient about other things. So I'm an impatiently patient person, if that makes sense. But in all seriousness, hopefully, and my prayer is that this series has blessed you. And if you made it thus far to the end, I want to say congratulations because you may have what it takes to be a trader if you made it this far. And every mistake again that we've talked about up until this point, revenge trading, over trading, FOMO, the fear of missing out, all trace back to this one thing: an inability to wait, an inability to be patient. And today we're going to close the gap or close the loop with this series with patience. And most people think patience means I'm being passive, or it's this passivity, right? Of if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No, that's not patience. It doesn't mean that. I believe that patience is a delayed aggression. And let me unpack that for you because I don't mean aggression as in anger, but it's the discipline to do nothing when doing something would feel better. The delayed aggression. Patience isn't also weakness. Waiting is your ability to restrain yourself. Waiting is your ability to restrain the impulse, the thoughts that may come to your mind, or being patient about the thoughts of insecurity that may come to your mind, maybe in this market or maybe in life. And I believe restraint is what separates professionals from amateur traders, from profitable traders. This is the gap that is going to separate you from your profitability. And I can put it to you this way. Let's think about fishing for the moment. Now, I'm no fisherman. Well, I am a fisherman, but you'll get that later. But I'm not a fisherman, meaning I don't go out there and fish. My grandfather does it. I have several people in my family who do it. I've seen a lot of people who do it, but I've never been one for fishing. But if you're watching anybody who fish, they don't jump into the water and chase fish. Now, not all fishermen, because I've seen the little bayou shows where they go bobbing for catfish. That is just utter ridiculousness. Utter ridiculousness. But If you watch any fisherman or fisherwoman, they particularly pick a spot, they cast their line, and they wait. The majority of fishing is 90% of the time waiting, and 10% of you reeling your fish in. And what's so sad in this market and unfortunate is that most traders who aren't professionals, who aren't consistently profitable, are going to do the opposite. They're going to start chasing. They're going to start chasing their setup. They're going to start chasing the market, like we alluded to in some of our previous videos. And by the time that you get to chasing the market or price or anything in life, the opportunity is already gone. The fish didn't fall for the bait. Patient traders, just like patient fishermen, let price come to them. Impatient traders exhaust themselves by chasing what was never theirs to begin with. So it's imperative for us, if we want to be profitable, if we want to be consistent, if we want to be disciplined, wait, be patient. Because waiting, you'll hear me say this oftentimes, waiting is going to expose some things in us. Well, Alex, what does it expose? It's going to expose impatience. It's going to expose, again, the insecurities. It's going to expose the need to feel productive. I should be doing something. Why am I just looking at the charts? Why am I just waiting for the setup? That's why waiting feels so uncomfortable, because it's revealing some things in us. The impulsiveness, it's also being exposed. And it's uncomfortable, not because the market is hard or trading is hard, but because being still is. I think we all have some undiagnosed ADHD. And I don't use that loosely as in the sense of to make light of people who really do have ADHD, but a lot of us can't sit still. So I don't mean that with malice, but again, we always have to be busybody doing something and just moving somewhere and having the ability to sit still long enough. It's like chaos. A lot of people create chaos in their life with their inability to sit still. It's too quiet. Again, I got to be stirring up something. And you end up stirring up the pot in your life. You end up causing unnecessary seasons in your life, unnecessary storms in your life with your inability to be still, with your inability to be patient. But I also think it comes from living in a day and age of a microwave generation. I mean, think about it. We have in America the convenience of fast food where it's instant. You can have it within seconds, minutes, instant. We're now in a streaming age where you can have instant downloads, instant validation. The moment that you post a pic with the duck face. That's how you women do with the duck face. Not all you women do it. Or fellas, you out there flexing in the mirror, thirst trapping for instant validation, for instant likes, for instant approval. You can have these things instantaneously, and it unconsciously brings this expectation into trading. Think about it. What have I said that you guys can probably quote by now? How you do what? One thing is what will show up in every area of your life. How you do one thing is how you typically would do everything. So, with the instant gratification, instant validation, microwave generation, we have created this expectation even in trading, where we want instant results, instant profitability, instant money. We instantly get the skill and we've mastered it. And this skill set takes time. You can't expect instant results from a skill that takes quite a little bit to learn. And here's what I want you to key in on. Here's what I want you to hear, not just as a trader, because again, I believe that you can extract the principle and apply it to real life. So I just want you to hear this and take the key principle here, not just as a trader, but again, as a human being. Write this down. If you didn't write anything else down, because you should be taking copious notes, but write this down. I want you to write this down. Be patient with yourself. I'll say it again. Please be patient with yourself. Some of us have worked our butt off extremely hard and went to school for years to earn a degree that you're probably not even using right now. Is that fair? That's a fair assessment. I mean, plenty of people, we go to school for years on end. We endure the grind. We endure the long nights, the sleepless nights, the nights of energy drinks, staying up to write term papers, going to school for certain classes that you don't even care about, but you know it gets you a little closer to your degree, so you do it and you bear through it anyway. Some of us have gave our job in these companies 20 years plus of our life, 10 years plus of our life, 5 years plus of our life. You showed up early, you stayed late, you learned the job. And with that, you didn't expect to be great on day one, did you? I don't think anybody goes into the job. Now, we often go into our jobs very advantageous, very ambitious to what? Learn. We go to learn. We're very ambitious about learning in hopes that one day we can be great at our jobs, more than sufficient at our jobs. But you know what learning involves? Training. You needed training in order to be great at your job, in order to be more than sufficient at your job. It required training. And you knew you didn't know what you were doing yet. But you knew that if you could just learn it, hey man, I can work this thing. But here's the key. You were patient with that. And here's why most people are patient with these things that they enjoy or that they're passionate about or that they know that it can provide ends meets for their families, because they understand what's coming on the other side of their patience. They understand what's coming on the other side of their discipline. They understand what's on the other side of consistency. They understand what's on the other side of self-control. They understand these things. What's on the other side? They understand these things. They're patient because they understand these things. I understand what's on the other side. So I want you to do something for me. Like, really do something for me. Not just be patient with yourself, but I also want you to give yourself permission to suck. Give yourself permission to be terrible. Give yourself permission to look downright stupid, to feel silly about what it is that you're doing because you're new to this. You're new to this. So anybody that's first starting out something, you're going to look silly. You're going to feel like, man, this is stupid. Why am I even doing this? I'm not good at this. Give yourself permission to suck. Give yourself permission to be terrible, because this is the process that it takes when you're learning. So give yourself that permission. You're not a bad trader. You're not bad at trading. You're not. You're just new to it. So give yourself that permission. And something that's new is always going to feel uncomfortable at first. It's always going to feel awkward at first. Like, man, it's awkward. This is, I feel like I look stupid. That's okay. That's okay. It's been plenty of people who started something who looked stupid first starting off. But Amazon wouldn't be Amazon today. Tesla wouldn't be Tesla today. McDonald's wouldn't be McDonald's today. Insert your favorite store. Verizon wouldn't be Verizon today. Louis Vuitton wouldn't be Louis Vuitton today if they were in fear of looking stupid or being uncomfortable. What you want, what you desire, is just on the other side of uncomfortable. It's just on the other side of patience. It's just on the other side of discipline. It's just on the other side of consistency. It's just on the other side of self control. Lock in. Most people quit not for their inability to learn, but because they don't give themselves grace while learning. You don't have to rewind this part because I'm going to tell you again. Most people don't quit for their inability to learn. Most people quit because they're not willing to give themselves grace while learning. Give yourself grace. Don't expect mastery or to be good at something without orientation. When you first come on your job, they give you an orientation. This season is your orientation. You're not here to be perfect at all, because it's not going to be. Even most professional traders lose trades. It doesn't mean that they suck. No, it's just a part of business. And your orientation is designed for you to understand your environment. Trading is a new environment. It's for you to understand the rules. It's here for you to understand the expectations, the discipline that it's going to take. Orientation is slow by design. The company is not quick to just rush you into the job. Now, some people do. Some people are old school and old fashioned about, no, on the job training, you're just going to learn as you go. And that is true, because you're going to continue to learn a lot about yourself throughout your trading journey. But I want to equip you for success. And so that's what jobs do. They're equipping you for success with your orientation, giving you the foundation. Because if I don't give this to you, if you guys skip past this and go right into the skill set, I promise you, you'll be back here wishing that you started here, because this is like skipping the foundation. And when you skip steps, when you skip the foundation, it only costs you more in the end. So be patient even through this process. Watch these videos, rewatch these videos. Patience isn't just about winning in the market. It's about waiting on yourself. Waiting on yourself. It's not about winning in the market. It's about waiting on yourself, because wins will come. I promise you, the wins, they're going to come. They'll be there. But do this. Wait on yourself in this orientation season. Because if you can wait on yourself, then you'll have no problem waiting and winning in the market. Allow yourself, like you do on your job, to grow into the role of profitability, grow into the role of being a professional trader. Allow yourself to grow. This reminds me of my favorite parable. And I told you earlier, I don't want you to think I was being lewd with saying I'm a fisherman, but not a fisherman. I'm a fisherman of men, meaning this is a faith based channel. And we're going to get more into that later. I'm a faith based man. God is the center of this all. So, yes, although I don't fish as a fisherman, but I am a fisherman of men. That is part of my assignment, and that is part of this channel. Now, this is not a prerequisite for you to be a part of this channel, but I am going to make it known. And if you get saved in the process of this channel, then so be it. But it reminds me of my favorite verse and my favorite parable, one of my favorite parables in the Bible, and it talks about a farmer. And does a farmer sow seed and worry about the harvest? In layman's terms, meaning a farmer knows exactly when to plant the seed and when the harvest is coming. Meaning I'm not checking the ground every hour. Did it grow yet? Did it grow yet? Is it growing? I don't see nothing happening. No, they prepare the soil, they till the ground, they plant, and they what? Wait. Wait. That's what we are designed to do. We are like farmers in this market. We prepare with our trading strategy. We plant by executing our strategy in the right time frame, and then we wait. We wait. If there's a setup, we wait for it, and we wait for it to play out. Wait for the trade to go to our terminus. Because pulling out the plant prematurely or pulling out the plant early doesn't make it grow faster. It only kills this plant. It only kills the harvest. Growth has a time. Everything under heaven has a time, and it has a season. It's timing. Growth has timing, and so does profit. So be patient with yourself. Again, this is designed for us to be professionals in our mindset and in our mentality. And professionals don't trade opportunities, they're trading the conditions, meaning the condition of the market. Is this a high resistance liquidity market, or is this a low resistance liquidity market? Again, these terms we're going to define later on. We're getting there. I promise. We're there. We're getting there. And if the conditions aren't met, if the conditions aren't there, we're not negotiating. They wait. We wait. If the conditions aren't there, if our setup isn't met within our right time, we don't take the trade, because waiting it protects you. It protects your peace of mind. It protects you from experiencing a loss prematurely. It protects your trading balance. It also protects your clarity. And clarity is what protects your capital, both physical and, remember, that mental capital. I feel like I'm preaching right now. And every good preacher says, I'm about to bring this to a close. I'll bring this to a halt slowly. I think one of the hardest skills to master, and there are several, is, as a trader, closing your platform on a day when there is no setup, that it's not playing out, and being okay with that. No trade, not placing a trade, is also still a decision. And it's sometimes the best decision, and be okay with that. Again, this is a part of being profitable. Profitability is not always gaining profits. Profitability is also protecting those profits. So again, sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. Don't force what you don't see. Don't force what isn't ready in the market. The market will be here another day. It'll be here tomorrow. If you don't place a trade today, okay, cool. It'll be here tomorrow. It's not going anywhere. Your edge will still work tomorrow. But if you refuse to be patient and not have discipline, it won't work out in your favor. Discipline won't be here the next day if you're worried about spending it all on today. Meaning, what I mean by spending it is being impulsive, being impatient, being undisciplined. Your discipline won't be here tomorrow if you keep spending it, misappropriating it today. So be disciplined, be patient, and understand that good things come to those who wait. Again, feel like my lips are a little chapped. If you made it through the series, I'm applauding you. You may have what it takes to be a trader. I want you to understand this, that you don't need more strategies. You need fewer mistakes. And if you can get aligned in your mindset, if you can get aligned in your identity, if you can get aligned in your habits, you can get aligned with your self-control. If you can be patient, you'll make fewer mistakes. Because patience is going to remove that. It's going to remove that for you. Because again, taking no trade is sometimes the best trade. So allow patience to be your virtue. This has been another installment of Trading with yours truly, Alex. If this video has blessed you, if it's impacted you in any kind of way, if this series has been a blessing to you and has impacted you in any kind of way, I encourage you to like this. I encourage you to comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts on how the series has impacted your life and your trading. Listen, turn those post notifications on. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Go ahead and subscribe and share this message with as many people possible, because again, this isn't just about trading itself. You can extract these principles and use them in your day-to-day life. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video, Lord willing. And until then, grace and peace, family.